So as you guys know, I've done a lot of videos for the Steam Deck, from accessory videos, tutorials, and even a review of the Steam Deck, as well as what could possibly be something I'd like to see in the Steam Deck 2 if we were to get that. But there's something I've been waiting for a while now, because you guys know, like, when JSAUX, when they let everyone know that they were working on accessories for the Steam Deck, such as the dock that basically is everything that the official dock would be, well, minus some caveats. This is the first generation one, not the second generation revision that just came out, but it hits enough of similar points. And they also introduced something else that wasn't on the market either, which was a case that had a kickstand on it. So after those were announced, JSAUX and I were in communication about me doing some videos covering their products for the Steam Deck, and they're here. I just showed you them. And we're going to be talking about the Steam Deck dock, as well as the screen protector and the case. And in this video, we're going to talk about whether or not these are some essential accessories for your Steam Deck, and if they're worth the wait. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it.
This wasn't written with your comfort in mind. Nah. Made my decision, wasn't tough to decide. Nah. Me and my boys, we get it done every time. Gotta earn it, you can't just jump in the line. You'll get rushed to the side. I top my division, I've been building since I started. In the parking lot, I parked it. I came in while picking targets. My career cannot be tarnished. I'm a champion regardless. Celebrate, but this a different kind of lucha party. We are not alike.
Before we kick this video off, I want to give a huge shout out to JSAUX for sponsoring this video, as well as sending over these products, the JSAUX dock, as well as the case and screen protector, as we're just going to be diving into them and talking about them. So yeah, I'm excited to be talking about this video, because this is something which is funny. It took a while to get here, like literally took about a month to arrive from like when it was sent to it showing up here. So boy, and it's funny because in that month, the upgraded model of this has come out, and I want to review that because it's got the gigabit Ethernet and then USB 3.0, whereas this one has 2.0 USBs. Yeah, so for someone like me who has gigabit Ethernet, I want that faster data bandwidth through. So I will get around to reviewing the upgraded dock, but as it is, I've got this right here. I've got this, I've got the screen protector, and we're going to talk about all those and more. And also, if you want to pick any of these items up, I will leave the links for them, affiliate links, down in the description below, so you can go and pick it up. And before we go any further, general reminder, if you enjoy the content I put out, from tutorials, reviews, tech reviews, podcast interviews, and so much more, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to support further, we have channel memberships as well as Patreon. Links for everything is down below, along with merch on Teespring and TeePublic. Now, all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about these accessories for the Steam Deck. Okay, first accessory I want to talk about is the screen protector. It's great. That's as much time as I'm going to spend on it. The one that they sent me is not a matte screen protector, so it's not going to give you that anti-glare or anything like that. It's a standard HD, super clear screen protector, which I have it on here right now, and it looks really good. You probably are going to see some glare, but, you know, this is the screen protector on my Steam Deck. It's clean, real clean, really easy to apply. And that's about all I have to say about that, because there's not a lot to say. It's a great screen protector. It went on easily for me. It works. I like it. And I'm not going to take it off unless it breaks. So yeah, that's the screen protector. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is this case, because this case, I really like it, although I do have some caveats about it, because as you can see here, I kind of thought this would be a little bit more sturdy than what it is. Even when you press it in, it doesn't really just click in. Like, it kind of bulges out a little bit, and it's a little frustrating because it's like, it's not as solid as I thought it would be, like going into its slot, but it serves its purpose overall. And honestly, all you got to do if you want to put your Steam Deck in it, it's just like literally slide it in like so, and then boom, there you go. It's in. And you know what's interesting is when you use the kickstand, with it just sitting, it's perfectly fine. Like, there's no issues with it whatsoever. It gives me kind of, the original Nintendo Switch vibe with how that kickstand was, except it's a little bit more sturdy with how it props up. I don't have to worry about, the Steam Deck getting knocked over or anything easily with it like that, unless, like my toddler or my cat comes and knocks it over. But beyond that, I mean, it's really good. Like I said, I just wish that this was a little bit more, sturdy and secure than what it is. But when it's kickstand, it's fine. But when it's like in its like holder, it's just I'm not that satisfied with it. But for what it is, it's one of the first ones to market with that capability of having a kickstand for your Steam Deck. Now, there are other companies that have come out with other accessories, like one, you can have a magnetic kickstand attached to your Steam Deck. And then there's another one where it's a full back, like big thing. But I haven't tested those. Though I like the one that's more centered in the center. What I will say is with this, the way this feels really good in the hand. I love the texture on it because without the case, the Steam Deck just feels so naked. I don't have a skin or anything like that on my Steam Deck. I just was using it as it is. And I don't know, like I was always a little uncomfortable because, I have a toddler running around and I have a cat and I was just always afraid of dropping it. And when I put this on here, it gave it such just grip. Like it feels so good in the hand. Granted, there are, if you're trying to get to like your power, volume, and whatnot, it is going to be a little bit harder to get to now, just slightly because it's more recessed in. So you're going to have to like literally put your finger in it to like power it on, to change the volumes and such. But all in all, this is really sturdy. I like how solid this is. And you would say, oh, why don't you do a drop test? I like I said, I've got a toddler. She knocked it out of my hand and it fell on its back and there's no issues with it. It's just I would have cringed so hard if I didn't have this case on it. But very protective. I like it. It's got cutouts for the vents, cutouts for the paddles on the back, and it doesn't impede using the triggers, which is something I really like. I really like the way this feels. It gives it a much premium feel. And honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to realistically take this case off. I think I'm just going to keep it on. Like usually when I'm using my setup here, when I'm streaming or if I'm recording content, I actually have this little dock here or this little, stand that I usually put it in. And then I run my cable for, Type-C to HDMI out into my monitor. I'm just going to kickstand it from now on and just plug it in because that's just how I want to use it. I don't really have a major need for this anymore. So this case, if you're wondering if this is actually worth purchasing, if it lives up to the hype or if it feels cheap or plasticky, no, this is really solid. And it does have like a lip that goes around the top and a little bit of a lip that goes around the bottom. So even if this were to be dropped, if the sticks weren't protruding as far as they were, then they would be a little bit more protected. I think the analog sticks are going to take the bump first. And then if it, if it falls a little further, then it'll catch the lips. But yeah, I wouldn't want to drop this face forward unless like you got your screen protector on and you got the, the case, right? But all in all, this is a very solid case and I don't think I'm ever going to take it off. Now, does this work with the JSAUX dock? And some videos I've seen, people have said that it does work with the dock. Some people have said it doesn't because it's a little oblong. Well, let me show you guys this. It doesn't fit. It does, unless you are comfortable with like it like sitting a little out, it's not going to fit. So you're going to need to take the case off to put your Steam Deck in here. And that's something that now that we're segueing over to the dock. Now you put it in perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. Sits in. Nothing's really going to knock this over, even if it's like tipped a little forward. it catches and it'll go back. Now this is basically like what the official dock will look like. All in all, this is really solid build. I absolutely love how this is made, and I love the ports on it. I have no issues with this at all, except for the fact that for some particular reason, this doesn't work with my main 4K LG monitor here. And I'll show footage of what it does. It flickers on my Steam Deck and it doesn't display. And for a minute there, I thought, okay, is it defective? Because the box was beaten up when it came here, and that's just mainly due because of the shipping. So I wasn't sure if that was because this was defective or if it was the HDMI cable I used. So because I had an HDMI 2.1 cable, I used another 2.1, same issue. I used a 2.0, same issue. So then I went and I connected this to another monitor, and it immediately worked. And that monitor was a 1440p monitor. And then I went and I connected it to one of my 4K TVs in the other room. It immediately worked. I connected it to my living room 4K TV. It immediately worked. And I connected it to my wife's Alienware monitor. That's 4K. It immediately worked. But this particular monitor, it wouldn't work. So what's interesting about that is the Cable Creations USB hub that I have, as well as the other hub that I have, work without any issue whatsoever with this monitor and every monitor and TV that I've tried them with. So you may run into issues where this may not work with your particular monitor or TV. I don't know if that's something that's still going on like with the newer model, but I know with this one, this is what I've run into. I also tried this with like my iPad Pro, as well as I tried this with my wife's Steam Deck, and it was the same issue. So it's definitely the dock. So I changed settings on my monitor too. I turned the Energy Star savings off, and I thought maybe that's it. No, it's this particular monitor it doesn't want to work with. So you might run into that issue if you decide to get this dock. But beyond that, when I connected it to the other TV, I connected it to the other monitors, no issue whatsoever. It ran flawlessly, connected almost immediately. The speed the speed of this, as far as like utilizing the data, in the manual states 480 megabits per second. And for all intents and purposes, you kind of get 100, even though it says 480. Technically, you're getting 100. And at that speed, with me having, mesh network Wi-Fi over here at a gig, using this with Ethernet is kind of pointless. So personally, what I'm going to do with this, I'm probably going to have this be my wife's dock, so she can use this at her station. I may even have this set up to be usable at my main living room, because there's sometimes where I want to play on the big screen. This might be what I'll use for that. But for my main, I'm just really disappointed I can't use this at my main setup unless I switch my monitors, and I don't want to switch because I like my 4K 120 hertz monitor. But it is what it is. But beyond that, build quality and functionality of this is superb. I don't know why they colored the USB ports blue, because they are 2.0, they're not 3.0. The revised unit is a 3.0, and it does have gigabit Ethernet, whereas this one, like I said, it's 100 megabytes with ESP-AA. So if you're just going to use this, plugging in your keyboards or mouse, they'll be perfectly fine for that. But beyond that, I unless you don't have really high-speed internet or your Wi-Fi is not that great, then maybe I would say utilize the LAN on here. But beyond that, no. But all in all, I mean, is this worth $40? Well, the fact that it's a stand and hub all in one, kind of. If it wasn't for the issue of it having, connectivity with my monitor, I would say then yeah. But because of that, for me, I'm kind of like, I'm good with my Cable Creations hub. But it's a solid device. I really want to try the upgraded model because I think they probably ironed out the kinks that's in this one and that one. But if you're just looking, if you really just want a all-in-one, like a dock, then this is what you should go for, because we don't know when Valve is going to be releasing the official Steam Deck dock. So for the time being, yeah, you can't go wrong with this unless it doesn't work with your monitor. But all that being said, out of the 3 accessories that they sent me, between the dock and the case and screen protector, my favorite has to be the case, just because I like what it does. Now, granted, like I said, the kickstand, when it's securing into its place, it could be a lot better. And that's something that I do kind of have a little bit of an issue with. But compared to other cases that I've seen for the Steam Deck, I like it. Plus the ability to just prop it up by utilizing that kickstand, I think is really good. Now, if they do revise it, I would say put the kickstand more towards the center than to the, an off center left. But as it is, solid device. So all in all, I think everything that they sent is really good. It's great screen protector. It's par for the course. The Steam Deck case that with the kickstand is excellent. Minus my little issues with the kickstand section, securing in place to like secure itself to the unit, but when it's used for just kickstanding, it's perfectly fine. And then as far as the dock, I think the dock is good minus its issues. It could be better, but I think if you're looking at purchasing this, you're probably going to want to purchase the upgraded model in general. Just because of gigabit internet. And I think it's a $10 difference between the two, maybe $20. I would just get the upgraded model, and however long it takes to get to you. Like for me, this took a month to get to me. So if it's a wait, hey, just know it'll be worth it. But all in all, I really like what they got. I think JSAUX is really doing good in, filling that void that is kind of left by Valve and also other accessory makers. Because like I said, before them, I didn't see anyone else making a dock. I didn't see anyone else making a case with a kickstand. So they pioneered that when no one else is doing it, and now people are copying them because that's kind of how things work. But all in all, great accessories, and I think, yeah, why not? Go ahead and pick these up. So that's the video. That's my thoughts on the case, the screen protector, and the dock. What are your guys' thoughts on these? Do you have them? Do you have the upgraded dock? Do you enjoy what you have, or did you get third party or another company's product? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to pick up any of these items, I will have affiliate links down in the description below as well. Outside of that, I want to thank JSAUX for not only sending these items over for me to review, but also for sponsoring this video. And with all that being said, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Check us out on Patreon and channel memberships if you want to support the content further. And also Teespring and TeePublic, because we have merch over there. With that, that's it. That's the video. I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, go with aloha, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Mahalo for your time. If you found this episode to be incredibly enjoyable, informative, or if there's anything you gain from it, or any insight, or anything that's good that you really enjoyed, make sure whatever platform you're listening to it on, or if you're watching it, leave a comment if that's available on the platform, like it, share it around with someone you think would enjoy it, and give us some feedback, because your feedback is exactly what we need to keep this show going. And if you're wondering what are some ways that you you could support the show, we got various ways. We've got Patreon, we have channel memberships over on YouTube, as well as Subscribestar, Coffee, and so much more. Links for everything will be in the description. Check that out. And with all that being said, I hope you have an aloha rest of your day.
Let them know that I'm next level. I'm a whole new kind of guy. Yeah. Yes, at the top spot in case you forgot. We the ones that got the block hot, bullet got the shot. Yeah.